Yeah, and there's multiple. I pointed out right after the game that it was around. I think I went on the lower end of like four or five. I think it was around six throws. That obviously we would have hit those. Everything would have seemed a lot different. Throws that we hit in practice all the time on simple routes, on intermediate, and then the one or two deep balls. If you hit those, the game, everything kind of explodes, and things would have been said differently about how we played on offense. And so we're here getting better. Obviously, it was week one for us. We came out with the win. We're really excited for that, like I said before. And then just getting back out here, make sure we're focused on the small things, the details. Whether it's myself of footwork, drops, things like that, or whether it's the routes, whether it's the run game, hand placements, all these other things when blocking, to make sure that as an offense we're successful.
Does it feel good to get that first game in the NFL out of the way and not kind of focus on what you saw and now what?
Yeah, definitely. Going into that game, it was a little weird for me because it's my first game, and we didn't really have anything on the D coordinator, so it was a little weird for me. Um, but when I got out there, I was seeing it well. Missed a few passes, obviously, but going back and watching the film, I was in the right place when I was throwing the ball. Like I said, I had a few also batted balls, but going to the right places, seeing it well, making some O line, adjustments and things like that. Having good communication on the sideline with my teammates and coaches for adjustments or just constantly communicating with them. So I think the process, throughout that game was well, whether it was mental or the small things, on the sideline or like I said, communicating with everybody. I think that process was well. So that was encouraging to see. And then so waking up. I believe it was Monday or Tuesday morning. You woke up and you realized that, you won your first game in the NFL, regardless of how you felt of your performance. We won the first game and, felt super excited. Felt super excited about, necessarily, not necessarily how I actually performed, but, like I said, being able to come out with that win and being able to help lead these guys to that win. And so, feels good, really excited. It builds confidence when you come out and do that. And like I said, we're building on the small things, make sure we get the small things down so we can go dominate and have fun doing it. When we get out there in the field as a team, as a collective. So, yes, felt really good.
Caleb,
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 what's the
Of your game that you could improve from week one to week two, what do you think it would be?
Yeah, I would say the drops. Sometimes I rush my drop a little bit. Not needing to. One specific route that I can think of is Rome when he was, or I think it was a 10-yard route right over the ball, and I rushed my drop and then tried to juice it in there a little bit and missed. I didn't need to. Just trying to hurry up and get the ball to him, get in his hands fast as possible so he can make magic and do what he does. And so just making sure trusting the drop, trusting the reads and things like that, and getting through them. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing that I'm focused on, and then my finishes on my play fakes or anything like that.
Caleb, inaccuracy has been something that some of the best quarterbacks in the league have struggled with throughout their rookie year before becoming really good at it.
Yep.
Was there anything you saw Sunday that gives you a confidence that it'll be a quicker fix than that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think having a realization, like I said before, understanding that it's not throws that I usually miss throughout all the time that I've been playing quarterback, and all the practice that I've had and with other teams here, Chicago, all these other things and moments and games and all of that. So I think that's one, and then also understanding it's the NFL. They got good players on the other side. They're gonna make plays. Like a few batted balls that we had, right spot, going the right spot, throwing the right shoulder, all these other things. Trying to throw it over back or all these other things that sometimes a player's going to get his arm up, bat it down. So I think those having an understanding of those two things is really important to keep growing and progressing, and to not lose faith in whether it's the play, the team, yourself, offense, run, whatever the case may be. keep that confidence, and understand that we obviously didn't play as we wanted to, as well as we wanted to, and we came out 24-17. Chicago Bears win.
Caleb, what's been the back and forth
on
between?
Sunday night, rookie of the year, takes his team to the playoffs. Is that motivation to you, is seeing what CJ was able to do last year? And do you take note of that on your own, or is that a side thing?
From his side, it's not motivation for me. From him, it's motivation to be able to help the Chicago Bears, win games. Win as many games, get to the playoffs, and win games there. So I was trying to do my best day in and day out, mentally and physically. Rest. Make sure I sleep well. Make sure I eat well. Make sure doing all the right things throughout the week, and weeks to lead up to the game, to make sure that I'm prepared, to the best of my ability for my team, mentally, physically, and spiritually. To be able to go out there and handle business the way we need. So motivation comes from myself and within this team, this organization, to be able to go out there and win games.
Caleb, what's the back and forth been like with you and Shane and the other coaches, just about what you liked, what you didn't like, what worked within the offense this
Yeah,
week?
yeah. I think us figuring out exactly what works best with whether our offensive linemen, and our run game, our passing, our whether we have whether we spread it out, whether we pack it in tight, whether we stack, whether we get three tight ends in the game, whether we have two backs, three backs, whatever the case may be. Just figuring out what works best for that week, but also works best with our offense and being able to go out there and execute smoothly, especially going to a playoff team last year, and going to their stadium, and having to go execute early in the season, and starting fast, and going out there and try to win the game.
Caleb, you've got Rome who's hurt, you've got Keenan who's not going to practice today. What's the challenge for you for, now you're throwing to different guys, who you may need on Sunday, the Tyler Scotts of the world.
Yeah.
Is it the same, or do you need to adjust?
Yeah, obviously it's going to be same or a little different. Obviously because Keenan's Keenan, Rome is Rome, but Tyler's Tyler. DC DeAndre. Sorry, y'all. DC. He's DC. They're all different in their own aspects, but that's why we have so many reps and things like that throughout training camp. We're gonna get a bunch of reps with a bunch of different guys today. Obviously, like you said, Keenan's out. Not practicing today. And so we're gonna get reps with some other guys and things like that, and keep building that trust and belief and bond. We've been building that since I got here around 3-4 months ago, whatever the case may be now. So us getting after it today in practice. If there's things wrong, things with route not being passive, make sure we're front facing and correcting small things that may affect us in games. Whether it's a route depth, whether it's how I throw it, just adjusting to those guys. I think obviously there's going to be a difference, because Tyler's not Keenan, but Tyler is Tyler, Keenan's Keenan, so it's just adjusting to that.
Caleb, back to Chris's question. For as good of a season, or great of a season that CJ Stroud had last year, it took him a little bit before he became as good as he was. Are there parallels that you can draw just at the early part of your career as a rookie who's trying to do the same thing?
I more so was looking at, like, say for instance, I was looking at the NFL this past weekend, and I'm looking at all the teams and things like that, and realizing that, like I've said in many other interviews, that the job is hard, NFL is hard, the defense is going to make it tough on you. So that's what they're going to do day or week in and week out. So comparing that to myself, in his rookie year, typically guys coming in, they have to figure it out and things like that. And so that's what we're doing right now. Didn't have obviously the performance that I wanted to, so trying to figure it out as fast as possible, and making sure that we're all on the same page, making sure that we're handling the things that we need to handle, because like I said, all the small things become a lot larger on game day, and so make sure we handle those things, myself included, and progress from there. But speaking on that, and getting back to what I was saying about the NFL, the guys in the NFL this week, quarterback wise, you go and watch. It wasn't necessarily week 16 for even the guys that have been playing ball for 10, 15 plus years. It's always going to be a little rough patch. So understanding that, maintaining your confidence, if not growing it, because obviously, realizing that you can, keep getting better. And so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. And we're excited about it.
What are you expecting to see from the Texans defense?
Yeah, I expect them to be aggressive. I expect them to be, excited to get out there, be in front of their home crowd. I believe they played at the Colts last week. So, get out there, be excited, be aggressive, running around, playing well, playing together. That's how they coach it. I would say is that, they play well, play together, fly around, tackle, all these other things. And we get to go versus a great defense again this week. So we're excited. I know they're going to be out there excited. I know that the stadium's going to be rocking. So getting to practice, preparing for that. Yeah, we're all excited. Go Bears.